every year without fail, twice.
Every year. It's gonna happen. What? I mean, no one's on the call. What's going on? That would
Who on
be
call? I didn't see anybody.
you missed it,
Or you're early.
or or you're very early. All right, 8-1. What are your wins? Your celebrations? Something you're just dang proud of.
Scheduled 2 appointments yesterday.
Nice.
Speaking of, I gotta send you this.
Okay, good win. Jim scheduled 2 appointments. The rest of you are just silent.
He's
Uh,
gonna do. I got a referral this morning from a client that I just closed with uh last month actually.
Tell us more.
Uh Military. Just got out of military. They're out here in Fort Huachuca to be an instructor. And he just texted me right as I was getting on the call. Hey, I have a buddy coming from Fort Campbell, Kentucky. He's looking to move out here. He wants to buy a house. Here's what he's looking for. Is it okay if I give him your contact information? You can help him out. I was like, you bet your butt I can.
I just came in on something about butt.
But there's a song about that.
Yeah, didn't I throw the link in there the other day for Jim?
I don't.
He's in the trap.
He's in the trap.
Listen, all the first like 6 squares are dudes. Where are my ladies? This used to be like an all girl call. There's Jess, there's Audra. See, this is what I'm talking about.
I've been actively working to recruit towards our favor. That way, we're not overrun again.
Well, it's gonna take twice as many of you to compete with us, so it's fine.
Maybe Trice. I'm not saying that the girls are kicking your guys' ass, but the sales say otherwise.
Hey, Christina, count the cameras.
Listen, Jim, okay? Just because we have to put our eyebrows on first,
Listen
you
here,
don't
eyebrows.
have that burden.
Listen here, eyebrows.
The good news is I'm this ugly 24/7. I got a face for radio.
That's what they say.
Whisper magazine.
I got my hat on for a reason.
Uh-oh, Audra, did you not do your hair?
No, she's got her hat on. Isn't that what we just heard?
Huh?
All right. Other wins and celebrations. It's Wednesday. It's objection handling day, but I want to hear your wins. Wednesday.
My win was that one, the closing that tough one. It's one half of that client package. And then I went under contract yesterday and we got inspections today.
Nice. Nice, Gary.
I have a signing today, so it's closing tomorrow.
Yeah,
And
you
then
do.
Yeah, you do.
I have another closing, one already closed yesterday.
Audra's such a closer. She forgets when she
I was
closes.
like,
love
too
that.
many closings to keep up with, Audra.
And
I love that.
I'm supposed to be picking up one on the 18th and then one in April. So yeah, I just gotta keep it up.
Heck, you know. Righty, keep it up. All right. Going once, going twice. 3 wins and we're out. What is an objection?
It's when someone objects to what you're saying, or someone is in the negative of what you're not agreeing with you or something. They have a negative on it.
I have a lot of answers.
Yeah.
An indicator they don't have enough information.
Counter opinion that doesn't go in your favor.
Love it.
Okay.
You didn't ask enough questions to give them enough information.
A smoke
Nobody told me
screen.
an objection was a bad thing,
Smoke screen.
right? Nobody said objections were scary. Nobody said objections were the end of a relationship.
No means
I
no.
see
Dan.
objections. I see objections as they're listening. And they're telling you they haven't heard enough to make a decision. So, are we nervous about objections? Are we nervous when someone says, "Hey, I want to talk," and you're like, "Yeah, what's up?" They're like, "Let's do it in person." Does it make
Yes, always.
you right?
Freaking out. I'm taking my journal with me.
Maybe it's just somebody doesn't feel comfortable having those conversations over the phone, and they feel like the in-personal communication method isn't as valuable as having a conversation face to face. Does it mean it's a bad thing?
No.
Not one bit. Countless times in your career, someone's going to tell you, "Hey, we need to talk." Sometimes it's going to be a negative, sometimes it's not. How should you approach the situation?
Level-headed. Neutral and level-headed.
Neutral and level-headed, right? But what if they want to cancel the deal? Okay. What if they don't want to cancel the deal? What if they want to pay you more money?
What makes you say that?
Okay.
One
Right?
of the
Whatever it
objections
is.
I received on a listing was, if it sells for less, can I pay you less? I said, absolutely, as long as if I sell it for more, you pay me more.
Hey, Jim,
Sure.
the beautiful thing about our agreement is I get paid based on what it sells for. So if it sells for less, you get to pay me less. And if it sells for more, then by
That's
golly,
exactly what Jeff Glover did in his live listing presentation. And they were like, well, if we get a lower price, are you going to lower your commission? And he was like, absolutely. I make through, or like the way he phrased it, it was like proportional to what you make. So if you get less, my commission's absolutely going down. It was like just a smooth response to it. Like, yeah, duh.
That's pretty obvious.
but some people don't, it's not obvious to them. They're like, well, arr. Objections are the opportunity for you to have a conversation. That's the big thing, right? Find out what their fears are, what their concerns are. More is lost to indecision than to bad decision. People are more afraid to make a decision because they don't know the facts, or they don't know the outcomes, or they don't know something. So that could be the objection. So we ask some questions, and it's easy metrics. Other than blank, what's keeping you from blank? Other than you hate Donald Trump, what's keeping you from voting for Donald Trump? I know it sounds stupid, but it's a pattern interrupt to get your brain going. What? Other than not liking asparagus, what's keeping you from eating asparagus? It sounds stupid, but I want to create the stupid bridge in your head. Other than blank, what's keeping you from blank? Other than the prices being too high, what's keeping you from buying a house? Other than your wife is afraid to move into an apartment, what's keeping you from keeping on the path that we're on to sell your home? Other than interest rates being astronomical, what's keeping you from wanting to buy a house today? And then, Eric, what's a follow-up question?
I don't know. What would it be?
Any response they give you, right? Any response. It doesn't matter what it is. What's a follow-up question?
Tell me more about that.
Tell me. Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
What makes you say that?
What makes you say that? Out of curiosity, would you tell me more? Someone give me an absurd objection about anything.
The house is too pink.
Christina, other than the house being too pink, what's keeping you from punching your neighbor?
Very little at this point.
You see what I'm saying?
Very
Like,
well.
there's really no objection you can't put in there. The blank and blanks are completely interchangeable, right? Other than the house being too pink, what's keeping you from wanting to live in this neighborhood? Any response, right? Give me some response.
It's too close to the road.
What makes you say that?
Well, because it looks like it is.
Okay, tell me more.
Well, I don't like houses with a lot of road noise. Like, I like peace and quiet.
I get that. So, other than it being pink, too close to the road, and probably a little noisy, what's keeping you from wanting to buy this house?
I guess just maybe we find one that's not pink and not close to the road.
If we were to find one that was pink but not as close to the road, would that be all right?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, we're open to some options then. How open are you to living in a different area if we can find a house that's not pink and set back from the road quite a bit?
Well, I don't want to go too far away from this area right here. This is where I know.
What's too far?
Like, maybe like not more than 20 minutes
From where?
from this neighborhood.
Okay, so 20 minutes from right where we're at.
Yeah.
Would you want to be closer to work or further away?
Well, I mean, ideally closer, but again, like I want the house to be one that I like. So I guess if I liked it more, I would go a little further away.
Okay. Did I just open up our searchability quite a bit?
Yes.
Did I fight her at all and say you can paint the house?
Mhm.
No, I'm uncovering root reasons why there's a problem. Other than blank, what's keeping you from blank? Ask follow-up questions. What does that mean? Tell me more. What makes you say that? Out of curiosity, what does that mean, right? Then you pair it together. Other than this and that and this and that, what's keeping you from doing this? Insert, how open are you to alternative? Right? I know that you don't want to make your phone calls and you hate talking to people and it scares you to get rejected. But let me ask you, how open are you to having too much money in your bank account?
Very open.
Quite open. There's no objection you guys can't handle in this arena. It's other than blank, what's keeping you from blank? It's about damn time, Stephanie. We've been on the call for 13 minutes.
Sorry, had to get our kid to school. Priorities, you know.
All right.
Everyone say hello, Mrs. Jim Fuller. But soon he will become Mr. Stephanie Fuller.
I know. I was like, can we reverse engineer that, please?
Yeah.
We will soon. We're
I
gonna.
was,
She's
I
getting.
was just complaining about how ugly I am 24/7. I've got to pretty this team up a little bit.
I know. You had to just up the ante there, Jim.
Outkicked my coverage.
Yeah. Well, this is Stephanie. She is joining Jim's team. She's just finished her class, right?
I'm
taking
taking
your
my
test.
test tomorrow.
Okay. She's passing her test tomorrow. Fantastic.
Yep.
My test tomorrow.
Yay.
You are.
Uh-huh.
Objections,
Other than
right?
your test.
Other than the test, what are you worried about? No, it's
We're talking about objection handling.
it sounds pretty stupid, right? Other than that, what's keeping you from that? But you really can use this in just about any arena of objection. It's just conversation. Do you need to be prepared to handle every single objection? See, you don't even have to know words. You can just talk. Should you be prepared to handle every single objection known to sales and professionals?
Possible.
It's impossible. Someone is going to come up with something so absurd that you're going to be like, my brain is mush. What did you just say? What about your grandma's doilies and banana bread? What are you talking about, crazy lady? No. All you have to do is remember the cadence. Other than that, what's keeping you from what we're talking about? Josh has a fun conversation later today with a grumpy old man and a wife that doesn't want to move out of a house that they're selling and packing up. And this is why we're talking about this. Is I'm trying to give Josh confidence in having the other than conversations.
Why are they moving?
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that. It's rough.
Oh, okay.
However, Josh going to go in because he's got good friends. Like, they like him, they trust him, and all he has to do is ask questions, right? No matter the situation, no matter what the seller brings up, no matter what altercation happens, it's, I hear you. I get that. I can see why that would be a concern. Align with them, right? Be on their side. If I were in your shoes, I would probably feel the same way. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of stress, a lot of effort. Other than blank. What's keeping you from moving with blah, right? It doesn't need to be very much. It could be prices. It could be neighborhoods. It could be the payment. It could be anything. What we're trying to do is we're trying to isolate down to the one objection, the root cause of the symptoms, not the symptoms themselves. I'm not putting a Band-Aid on a bullet hole here. I'm trying to find the bullet, stop the bleeding. And if someone says, you know what, Dan, prices are too high. Well, other than prices being too high, what's keeping you from starting your search now? Well, interest rates. Okay, so if it wasn't for the interest rates and the prices, you'd start looking for houses? Well, no. Well, what else is keeping you from looking at houses? Oh, you know what? I just don't think my credit's that good. Okay. So if we found the right price with an interest rate that worked and you qualified for the house, would you be interested in buying a home? No, I hate the military, and I don't want to live in a city with a military base. Okay, well, other than all of that, what's keeping you from buying a house today? I don't have the down payment. Of all the things you've told me, what's the most impactful thing that's keeping you from moving forward with your dream of home ownership? Man, I just don't have the money. Would it surprise you to find out that there are resources out there for down payment assistance that help people in your exact situation? Do you know what it's called when eyebrows raise up like that?
Curiosity.
Bad
Yeah.
eyeliner,
Tell me more.
eyebrow liner.
It's the
Aha.
I'm listening. What? What? I can buy a house with someone else's money? Yeah,
More people do.
right? The objection you first get is not always the objection that keeps you from moving forward. So other than blank, you can couple those, other than blank, blank, and blank. Other than all 5 of those things you've told me, right? Of the 5 things you've told me, what's the one thing that scares you the most? Or what's the one thing that slows you down the most? What's the one thing that stands out as the biggest hurdle? However you want to spin it. Now you start getting people to tell you the truth about what dog they're afraid of. Very few people say yes and then figure it out. Most people have to have it figured out before they say yes. Most people need to have all of the answers, all of the information, all of the money set aside, everything. I need certainty before I can act. Is that real?
Not always.
Not always. Especially if you want to evolve into an investor side of things, there's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of risk. And some people are never going to evolve into that next level of home ownership or even out of renting because they're afraid of the risk. Not everybody needs to be a homeowner. We would love everyone to be a homeowner, but do we know what percentage in the United States of our population is homeowners?
Nope.
About 65%.
Mm.
That means 35% of yous are not. On this call, that means about 7 of you are not. And that's okay.
Yet.
Right.
Yes, right?
Mhm.
No, Christina's working. She'll be an owner. We're going to find her some awesome deals. All of you, if that's something you want to do, you'll find a way. And what's going to keep you from doing it is your own self, just like your own buyers and sellers. What keeps them from doing something is their own self. Objections allow us to uncover people's motivations. It also allows us to uncouple their motivations from fear. Raise your hand if you've ever done something or delayed doing something because you were afraid. Right? I was afraid to fail, so I didn't do it. How many of you, now knowing 6 years after the great pandemic, as some people call it, the scam-demic, would easily go buy 4 houses in 2019?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of us would be a fool to not do that.
Right.
I will get 100% ARM loan, interest rate adjustable. I'll escrow my kittens. I don't care. Give me the money. Let me buy these 5 houses. I'm going to hold on to them for a year, and I'm going to sell them for a buttload of money. Hindsight is always 20/20. It is very easy to see what you should have done when you no longer can do it. Everyone follow back in time with me. It is 2008. And this wacky website says Bitcoin. You log in, they give you 1 coin. Every time you log in, you get 1 coin. You can log in once a day. And if you're crazy enough, you can invest in it. $1 gets you 50,000 coins. Are you wacky enough to log in every day? Invest that $1?
I did.
There's a guy that he bought the first pizza with Bitcoin. I think he spent like 50 Bitcoin on a pizza. That was the most expensive pizza in history, wasn't it?
Oh, dang.
But not at the time.
Yeah.
At the time, it was crazy and zany and whoo. But we fast forward, we look back, and we go, oh man, if I would have known, I should have invested. If I would have known, I should have bought. If I would have known, I wouldn't have been so hesitant. Do not buy a house if you can't afford one. Do not buy a house expecting it to instantly make you money. Buy a house if the lifestyle that you want requires you to have a house. Buy a house if you understand the risk of ownership and long-term reward. Because unless you can live at your mom and dad's house for free, forever, you're probably paying somebody's mortgage. Either it's yours or it's mine. So when we ask people these questions, other than blank, what's keeping you from blank? It's not in an effort to make more money by selling houses and just being a salesperson. It's about coupling their indecision with their future goals. Right? Other than blank, what's keeping you from the goals that you and I have talked about? You want to own a house. You want to live closer to your grandparents. You want to be closer to work. You want to be able to walk. You want to live in a big metro. Whatever the lifestyle is, we anchor it back to the decisions why or why not to buy a house. Why or why not to sell a house. Objections aren't scary, are they? I used to say this in the car business all the time. Objections let me know people are listening. And my job doesn't start until you say no. I got to the point where people said yes, and I was all, what? What was it? You say what? So other than blank, what's keeping you from blank? Ask some deeper diving questions. Help me understand that a little bit deeper. What do you mean by that? What makes you say that? How does that look for you? What are you hoping for? What are you waiting for? What is an ideal time to buy? Well, right now is not the right time. Okay, what makes you say that? It's crazy how you can get a ton of information from somebody by asking some sexy questions. What makes you say that? One of the craziest questions of all, and you guys can all try it with me, is the word and, said a specific way. Are you ready?
Mhm.
And
Mm.
and with a question mark. And or so prices are so high. And my wife hit me with that the other day. I was like, babe, it's like $4,000 to go to this event. And I just want you to know. I just want you to know I know how much it's costing. You're not going to lie to me about this one. Just like the purse you brought back from your trip. But it was on sale. And my favorite thing to tell her when she says, but it was on sale. Everything is on sale. That's why they call it purchasing, because it was on sale. Now she changed it to, it was a discount.
It's like, I'm like, it doesn't mean you had to buy it. Just because it's on sale doesn't mean you have to buy it.
Jess, can you hear her?
Yes. Depends.
But try this today, guys. In your conversations, in your travels, in your interactions, remember, other than blank, what's keeping you from blank, and then ask some clarifying questions. The real magic in what we're doing is the ability to listen. Sometimes it's how people say it. Sometimes it's what they don't say. You know, are you ready to buy a house? Well, you know, if they don't say anything, they just grunt in you. Can you say, what makes you say that? Yeah. A grunt is still words, just not alliterated. Oof. Oof. My favorite letters. OOF. Oof. Do we all know what that means? Right? Oof. What makes you say that?
It means you didn't give them enough information to pay a 3% commission.
Oof. Oof, Jim. Oof. Your prices. Oof.
Yes.
Oof. I said that yesterday actually to Jeremiah Taylor. He's the owner of BrokerBot, massively successful finance gentleman that does software. And I sent him, hey, dude, you check this out. Look at this. Look at this. And he goes, oof. I was like, I take it you didn't dig as deep as I have. He goes, nope. I was like, good thing I'm digging in. Other than blank, what's keeping you from blank? And if you really want to put on the magic, align yourself with them more. I'm with it, guys. I understand. I hear you. That makes total sense to me too. But other than the prices being too high, what's keeping you from buying a house today?
Dan, I hit that agent back yesterday with a
A baseball bat?
yes, besides that, no. Man, I'm trying to find it. No, like a good objection handler. Oh, because it's the one I told you she wants like to potentially buy for herself. I want 3% buyer broker for myself. I want 4% concessions. I want the pool fixed, blah, 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 blah. And I hit her back with some info and I said, so there's no way that we could do this plus this plus this plus this before we even get to inspections and what you asked for. So where do you see room for restructuring so I can pitch this to my sellers and give them something to say yes to?
Love that. It's one of my favorite lines. Give my seller something to say yes to. It's an alternative way of saying, how can my seller do that? Or how can my buyer do that? If you don't know who Chris Voss is, you need to. Chris Voss is a former FBI negotiator turned sales, training, and negotiation guru. Take what fits, leave what doesn't. He says a lot of great things, uses a lot of great technologies. Not everything applies to every situation. That's one of the best things you can do, is learn to take the tidbits and leave the muck. And one of the things he talks about is being able to ask questions to get people to self-rationalize their own negotiations. What makes you say that? Doesn't outright say, Kevin, you're an idiot. Why did you say that? It makes Kevin think, well, why did I say that? Now Kevin's self-actualizing what he said and creating the narrative in his own mind that I don't have to place. And maybe he changes his mind. Maybe he gives me more information. Maybe he doubles down. But it lets me know a little bit more about where I stand in the situation, in the conversation, in the negotiation. So, was today worth your time?
Definitely.
And I
Yes.
dropped some documents in to help with objections in case people can grab them real quick.
You should put them in our group chat, not in the WhatsApp chat, because they're going to lose
Yeah.
them here in the Zoom.
Yes, sir.
Oh, don't that sir me. All right, can I download all these real quick? Download screenshot, download.
I just
screen-
thought the point he made about losing equity was really great because first-time home buyers don't think about that. So his, example was losing 4,000 a year for 4 years, 13,000 in equity they didn't get for saving $200 a month on the interest. So,
Well, this is one thing is it's hindsight is so clear.
and only in the last 100 years have prices dropped twice. So people who expect prices to drop probably not going to happen.
All right, I believe all of you are in our. Nope, Kevin, you're not. You're not in our WhatsApp group chat. So I'm going to put the link in the chat here. Here on our Zoom page right now. Click the link, ask to be added, and you'll have access to all of our fun information as we move forward. So, anyone else need that link? The rest of you, I think, are in. Caitlin, Aaron, yep, everyone else is in. All right, just Kevin. Once that comes through, we'll let Kevin in. But the rest of you, have a fantastic day. Take what Mara put in the chat and go ahead and download it, understand it, listen to it, read it, watch it. Love it. I'll see you guys.